Me home. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, and the skies are so delightful. Simply no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. You guys been listening to Christmas music this year? Uh, I'm not sure if I still feel like it's Christmas, but I guess it's Christmas whether I feel like it or not. And I've certainly listened to my share of Christmas music this year. Hello, Will Bill Chill. How are you? And oftentimes, as I'm riding over to my Dunkin' Donuts, I will pop on a little Christmas music. And this morning, it was the "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow." And I wouldn't mind to see a little snow. Some people don't like it, but some people are bah humbugs. And we've had very cold weather. Hold on, I got a sneeze coming. Might have faded away. Do you have that where you feel a sneeze is coming? It creeps up on you and it kind of retreats. Good morning, Chip Bot. That's what just happened, man. I thought I had a sneeze coming. Might be hiding inside my nasal passages, waiting to reveal itself at a later time. Perhaps it will, perhaps it won't. But either way, back to the weather. We've had cold weather. Oh boy, we've had, well, I mean, not like crazy cold. Not like crazy cold. I mean, it got down to like 6 degrees at night. That's pretty darn cold. Don't get me wrong. Especially for one blessed to be in my situation. But it's certainly not crazy cold. We get crazy cold a few times a year where it'll hang out below zero for a period of time. Maybe even get to the negative tens. That would be crazy cold. I would prefer we get some sleep. Uh, get some sleep. Some snow. I was thinking about sleeping in that weather. Get some snow instead of that cold weather. So, God, if I can make a deal with you, I will take all the snow you can give us. But I'd prefer if you avoided some of those deep, cold days. Gunny Ryan asked if it's getting old sleeping in the car. I don't know. Nah, I had a vacation. I was at my sister's and slept on a lovely futon, so it wasn't too bad. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Good morning, Tanya Withrow. Good morning, Terry from Edmond, Oklahoma, and Gunny Ryan. We've already chatted. Ponder Donna said, ask Jesus. That's good advice. I did some asking of Jesus this morning. It wasn't about the weather. It was about removing hostility, anger, almost hatred from my heart and my soul. Sometimes it creeps in to me and I feel like I'm infested with some poison. I'll have foul feelings and anger and yuck and bubbling out. And I said, God, help me remove these feelings. And somehow they faded a bit. I think I had to work through them a little bit in my mind. And I don't know, feeling better right now. So good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Somebody named Jed is apologizing for misreading the hair situation. I don't understand what that means, Jet. I don't understand what that means. I didn't see your original comment. Well, I was trying to get into my intro. Do I think real estate will be in my future again? No. I mean, I might own some at some time. I'm not even 100% sure of that. With property taxes these days, you never really own it, which is a bummer. Which is a bummer. Maybe if I moved to a different area, I live in Illinois in Naperville, and Naperville's taxes aren't too crazy bad, but Illinois as a whole, if you guys from around the country knew what we paid in taxes here in Illinois, I think they're really high compared to other states. And I think we're generally a pretty big government state. I know we are. And because of that, we have big taxes. And yeah, a lot of people don't like them. Somebody said they're in DeKalb County and it's way cheaper. Okay. So it's more the area than the state itself. Nocturna Intellect. Yeah, it could be cheaper, but if you go out to the collar suburbs, west of here, it's even more expensive. Like if you go to Plainfield or Oswego or Sugar Grove or the areas um, right around here, it's more expensive than Naperville. Tanya says her HOA are 22 grand every 10 months. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I would have a hard time. I haven't even gotten into my intro, but that's okay. Or had my coffee, and that is not okay. But we'll keep going. I think, as a guy that was a realtor for 17 years, I would have a hard time uh, ever buying in an association again. I look at HOAs, yeah, as just one extra layer of government that can tax you and do what they will. And I'm not saying they don't provide benefits. Uh, but at this stage of the game, I'd rather live out on a big piece of land and be responsible for it myself than have some layer of government involved, and that includes an HOA. Because yeah, they can raise your monthly fees, and they have power to take away your property. And yeah, hey, well, Gunny Ryan, did I get that dollar breakfast sandwich through McDonald's the other morning? Was that your suggestion? I did not. It was not a dollar, but I got a $2 bacon, egg, and steak and cheese bagel, and it was delicious. So if that was your suggestion, I appreciate it. Because for $2, it was a heck of a good sandwich. But anyway, again, what is it? It's Tuesday morning. It's December 17th. It's 5:37 a.m. Happy Tuesday. This is a show. Everyone out there, we got 60 people watching right now. Say it with me. It's a show. You can even sing it. It's a show. I've been doing it for a long, long time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Jelly Bean. It's my intro. It's my big intro. I'm glad you tuned in for it. So where was I? My intro got thrown off. It's a show I've been doing for a long, long time. A show about me talking and sharing some feelings and sharing a little bit about the adventure that we have in life. But for those that have been watching a while, you know it is not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show, I don't know, about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a special treat for me today. I got a special treat for me today to you guys who are on the outside looking in as you are. Might not look so special to you, but for me, it's a very special treat, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I got a nice hot cup of coffee, and okay, I'll tell you right now, it's an extra large with cream, and apparently Dunkin' Donuts also offers a few pumps of pumpkin spice syrup. And I am totally addicted to that at Starbucks. And for anybody out there that gets like a pumpkin spice latte or a cafe mocha or something expensive at Starbucks, I will tell you what, you get a coffee with cream with just a couple squirts of their syrup, and it tastes just as good as a mocha or a pumpkin spice latte, and it's a lot cheaper, and it is delicious, and they give you free refills. So I'm excited to try uh, this coffee and to have my first sip this morning. My hope is, no, I don't work for Illinois. I actually sent in a resume to Habitat for Humanity the other day. I had a guy reach out watching my show, and he said, "Oh, you talk about wanting to make a difference. Well, you could get some employment here and make a difference." And reached out to me through Habitat for Humanity. And the only thing Habitat for Humanity means, hey, Gunny Ryan sent a coffee magic. Thank you very much, Gunny Ryan. Where was I? The only thing Habitat for Humanity means to me is I'm picturing Jimmy Carter putting up houses. And that's what Habitat for Humanity means to me. So I don't know. It's good enough for Jimmy Carter, and building houses for somebody. It's probably a good thing, but we will see. But no, I do not work for Illinois. I do not work for Illinois. And uh, I just went to University of Illinois. Proud graduate. Graduated in 1990. Apparently, they're playing Missouri, which is a good basketball team on Sunday. And the gentleman that I got together last night with for the game, I watched the Bears game. I really got to get to my coffee because I could get sidetracked all day. I could get sidetracked all day. So I'm excited to have my first sip, and my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Well, I cannot tell you how delicious it is. It really is. I'm not sure that the Dunkin' Donuts even needs the pumpkin spice, though. I don't know if that makes sense to you at all. Hey, Dean, thank you so much. Or Dina, thank you so much for following the live creator. There's something smooth and creamy about the pumpkin spice with cream naturally. And the Starbucks coffee has a kind of grittier, stronger coffee flavor, kind of burn your tummy flavor inherent to it. So I find the pumpkin spice syrup at the Starbucks cuts that feeling a little bit more. And perhaps, let me try again. What do I know? What do I know? Let me take another sip. Oh, I mean, it's delicious. I guess what I'm saying is perhaps the Dunkin' Donuts coffee on its own with cream is so smooth and easy, it doesn't even need the pumpkin spice. They sell the Dunkin' Donuts creamer in the store. That's interesting. That is interesting. I went to church on Sunday. I took a picture of the creamer display and the coffee display and the inside of the uh, service right before it started. And they had some wonderful creamers. Again, don't get me hooked on creamers. Do not get me hooked on creamers because I'm going to get a house pretty soon. I'm going to have a fridge and I'm going to have my own coffee maker. And if I get hooked on creamers, what that does to me is it just creates a whole no. I mean, it's a level of pleasure, but it's also a level of anxiety because not only do you have to make sure your coffee filters aren't out and your coffee, you have plenty of coffee, but you got to make sure you got plenty of creamer. And for me, looking back, that was a tough thing to make sure of because I don't know. You know the feeling. You see a bottle of your creamer in the fridge and you kind of grab it and you shake it around and you go, huh, well, that'll probably be enough. Certainly be enough for my first cup, I think. Then you pour it into your cup in the morning, and you pour a little too much in, and you just have like a splash in. You go, well, I'll enjoy this first cup with too much in it and just take a splash on my next. Then you find out your first cup's almost too sweet and your next cup's not sweet enough. So for those that are watching out there, I would recommend learning to love coffee black at home. It will save you all the struggles with which I described to you just now. Hey, Gunny Ryan, thank you so much for following the live creator. And good morning, Cherie from Florida. And good morning, Tim Lord from New Hampshire. You know, you and I, Tim Lord, both have a problem. If I know where the Tim Lord resides, means I do way too many shows, and Tim Lord tunes in too often. Susan Gelton had a suggestion for me, but Susan doesn't know me well. I don't know that name. Hey, good morning, that dude. She says, put your creamer in a pump bottle, and this way it's always the same amount every time you make it. But Susan, if you know me at all, I kind of like the variety. I don't measure the coffee I pour in. I'm not one to measure a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, I'm not. Good morning from a cruise ship in St. Kitts. What a beautiful image that is. What a beautiful image that is. I've never been to those are the Virgin Islands, right? Maybe the U.S. I guess there's a few different Virgin Islands. There's the U.S. and there's the, what is it, the Dutch and the British Virgin Islands? Yeah, that dude does the coffee flavoring the same way as me. For the coffee, he just pours until he feels it's enough. Tanya thinks I must go to the Virgin Islands. I've been to the Caribbean several times. I'm trying to think where my favorite place was. Jamaica's cute, or beautiful, but kind of wild. There's a appeal to that. And it's hilly, which is cool. Bahamas was kind of, I thought, not much to it. Kind of flat and ugly, but had a lot of casinos, and I used to enjoy. I'm drawing a blank. What's 7 Mile Beach? What's 7 Mile Beach on? Grand Cayman. I thought was kind of neat, but I only went there, I think, on a stop on a cruise as well. But it's neat just how clear that water was. And yeah, so let's have a little more coffee. Oh, it's good. So what was I saying? Oh, what was I saying? Watched the Bears game with some buddies last night. And by the way, we had a pizza that I wasn't familiar with. I think he called it Detroit pizza. I think he called it Detroit pizza. And it was kind of thick. If you can imagine like a spread of like garlic bread or something, and it was made on a bread like this thick. And I don't know if I'd want it every day. I certainly wouldn't want to replace the thin and crispy that I know and love. But it was really delicious. And yes, it was cut in squares. It was cut in squares. Yeah, no, I like it too. And not original, you're local, I think. They, okay, Pizza Puff, who should know with a name like Pizza Puff, said Detroit pizza is a square hybrid of thin crust and deep dish. And I think that would be a good way to describe it. And I'd never had it. And apparently it's sold in a mall close to where I work. I'd never heard of the store. So when it came walking in to my buddy's house, I was going, what is this pizza with which we speak, or with which I am looking? And they opened up the box, and it was filled with pepperonis and sausages that almost couldn't be contained on the bread that they were served upon. They couldn't be. Like you'd take a piece and you'd look and you'd go, wow, I left a lot of good sausage and pepperoni there. It was delicious. But that's not really my point to this conversation. I was watching. And apparently, I don't watch too much sports anymore, but I went with a bunch of buddies I've been friends with since, I don't know, grade school almost. And we were all sports nuts growing up. And my love of sports has died down a whole lot. And now I kind of watch it and kind of go, you win some, you lose some. My buddies are still pretty passionate. And it was just funny watching, saying how many times they'd scream that it was unbelievable how the Bears were playing or how bad they could be. I'm going, what do you mean it's unbelievable? I didn't say this, but in my mind, I'm going, have you been watching the team? They suck. We know they suck. So it's not really unbelievable. You know what I mean? And I think we do that. And I know I do that with relationships or work situations or what have you. And we'll bitch and moan about things that are in our lives that we do or we think we love. And we'll keep thinking it's unbelievable what happens at this job or what happens in this relationship. And it keeps happening over and over. And I know I do it. And we'll go to our friends and we'll say, it's unbelievable. This, and this happened. And they go, well, it happens every day. This is who the person is or what the job is. And sometimes it takes a long time to accept it. And just see what we're experiencing is and believe what our experience is. And so when they were kept saying how unbelievable what was happening on the field on the TV, you know, I wasn't finding it that unbelievable. I was almost feeling like I'd expect it. And I was confused why my buddies didn't expect it. I go, what do you mean? We know they're no good. We know they're no good. I don't even watch them, and I know they're no good. But, and again, yeah, we do that to a lot of things in life. We do that to a lot of things in life, I think. And we just don't see people and relationships and work situations or bosses or even people we still love for what they are and accept them for who they are. And just because we accept somebody for who they are, because it's easy to hear that and think you should maintain a relationship with somebody. And that's not what it really means, at least not to me. But if you have somebody in your life that's, I don't know, somebody you meet for coffee, let's just say, and they always bring you down and they always bitch and moan and they always complain about their wife, their boss, their life, their shoes, the weather, you know, you can accept them for who they are, but also decide that's not what I want to surround myself with. And that's not what I want in my life on a day-to-day or even once a week or even once a month or even whatever. And just remove them from your life. And if you want, you can still send them a Christmas card from time to time. You can still send them a Christmas card from time to time if it makes you feel better. Hello, Conchita. How are you? Thank you so much for following the live creator. Hello, beautiful. I didn't see you hop on this morning, but I'm glad you're here watching this morning, beautiful. So let me have a little more coffee. Oh, it's good. But again, I'm not sure it needs it. I'm not sure. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if the Dunkin' Donuts need the pumpkin spice. Beautiful, sending me good vibes. I appreciate that. Let's all send out a little bit of good vibes out to the world. Ooh. I did a breathing exercise last night. I hopped on. I went live after I rode home from my sister's house, and I went live right before I went into my buddy's place to watch the game, and I felt a little bit anxious. I had felt a little bit anxious and did a breathing exercise. I think I was doing a breathing exercise dreaming of what they would what ingredients would be put on the pizza that they ordered. And I'll tell you what, I think it worked. I think it worked. I think they got wonderful ingredients on a fairly surprising and delicious pizza. It was fun. Oh, Beautiful says, let's tap for Ken. I think she means tap the screen. The other day I went live and I was so picked up. I felt like Rudy. Do you guys know the movie Rudy? Of course you do. Jesus listens to pizza prayers. Apparently he does. I don't know if I was praying though. It was more of a meditative breathing exercise than a prayer, I think. I'm going to have to review or watch it again because perhaps it was a prayer. It may have been. I may be praying and not even noticing it. It's just become such a regular part of my life. Oh, back to the movie Rudy. You know, at the end what does he do? Oh, I think he makes a tackle on some dude. And the players all picked him up from Notre Dame, and it's based on a true story about this Rudy from Joliet, which is not far from here, goes to Notre Dame and fulfills his dream and walks on and gets into the university and makes his family proud and gets on the field. And despite being 5'4" or whatever he was, makes a play at the end of the game and tackles the guy, I think, or might even sack the quarterback. I'm not sure. It's almost hard to believe because he wasn't very big. But either way, the players got so excited and carried him off the field. And I think at the end, I got the chills just thinking about it. They said, to this day, he's the only player ever been carried off the field at Notre Dame. But my point, and the reason I bring it up, isn't because Rudy was carried off the field at Notre Dame. It's because I did a live show. I did a live show the other day. And it went so well and said such a large audience and had people tapping the crap out of the screen and sending me Christmas trees that poop and all sorts of things that it felt like I was getting carried off the field. It felt like I was getting carried off the field. And it felt pretty dang good. I'd never been carried off the field before. And I mean, I literally wasn't carried off the field. But figuratively, it felt like I was being carried off the field. Yeah. Oh, so good. That is so good. Somebody sent a flag, and I was getting... Julie, you felt it. You felt it. You were there. I think you saw it. The energy. 56,900 likes. It was a thing of beauty. It was my greatest achievement. Outside of having 4 beautiful babies, that might have been the greatest moment. And it wasn't just a moment, it was an hour and 35. It was an hour and 35 of Coffee with Ken awesomeness, provided by you, the audience. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So I'm going to have a little more coffee. How much money does what pull in, Sherry? Is that Cherry or is that Cherie? Is Cherie from Florida still watching? Hey, Runny Guy, and thank you for being a little quiet there and just tapping the uh oh the likes. He's quietly tapping away and tapping the likes. I guess I've answered his questions today, and he's showing me his gratitude by tapping that screen, and I appreciate it, Gunny Ryan. 60,000 likes. Does it bring in any money? No. You don't get money from likes on your live video. You really generally don't get money from doing live video here on TikTok. They will pay you. They will pay you for like views watched on your videos that are qualified videos. And a qualified video to TikTok, it's kind of hard to define, but it's got to have over 1,000. It has to have over 1,000 views and be over a minute long and qualify in some other ways, and usually pays you about $1.50 per 1,000. Yeah. Well, Gunny Ryan, I thought it was fun to see my likes go up the other day. How hard is it to make it go up? Like, how many times do you have to? Is every time you tap the screen, is that only one like? It can't be. It's got to be more than that. Because there's no way 56,900 people tapped their screen, or even one person did at 56,900. It seems like it would endanger the phone. 2 taps is one like? 2 taps is one like? You don't even get a tap, or you don't even get a like per tap? What, does TikTok keep one of the likes? Why would TikTok care about keeping likes? Oh, well, somebody asked, does it pay me, though, those likes? No, but I had a crazy generous audience. I had a crazy generous audience. There's a Kia Soul driving away. And I had a guy named Bambino on. I don't even know who. I know Bambino's a nickname, but he was sending like Christmas trees that pooped, which were cute, and dragon heads and crazy things. I like spending real money. It was nice. I appreciate it. It was kind. Yeah. Kia Soul. That's right, Pizza Puff. That is right, Pizza Puff. It was a Kia Soul. Still dark out. There's almost not even a hint of lightning skies yet. I guess it's only 6:02. It's coming up on Christmas. It is coming up on Christmas. As I mentioned, I spent a couple days or a day and a half with my sister and 3 of my 2 nephews and a niece, and had a nice time, and was wishing my kids were there. Although I knew they wouldn't be. It wasn't a plan. I just went up there to see my sister. And I know how much I liked as a kid hanging out with my cousins, and how some of my fondest memories, for me, most of my cousins grew up in Scotland. It was visiting Scotland where my mom grew up and hanging out with my cousins. And those are some of my favorite memories. And I know that it's cute to see my nephews and nieces and my kids feel the same way about their childhood, or they're hanging out with their cousins. And my nephew's telling me a story about one time he got left back at home, and we went out, and I think he said we went and saw Moana, and he didn't get to go. And I don't remember leaving him for any particular reason. I'm not sure why he wouldn't have gotten to go. And by the way, I wasn't a huge fan of the Moana movie, and I love Disney. I love Disney. Um, but anyway, my hope is to be able to get all four of my kids there either on or around Christmas next week while my sister's kids are all there, and have it be I feel bad for my dad. My dad's 84. I mean, I don't feel bad for him. He should like that his grandkids are all swarming around the house. But I imagine for a guy that uh, I'm sure he likes it. I'm sure he likes it. But it's probably a lot of chaos for my dad. But such are the holidays from time to time. And I just think it'd be really neat if I could have my two big girls and my two little beautiful babies all hanging out with their cousins at my sister's house. Uh, yeah. But anyway. Mm. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. That is so good. Beautiful says she used a tapper on the live. They used a tapper on the live. So you actually go to Amazon and buy a machine to tap on the screen for TikTok? Or is it used for other things? Like, can you crack eggs? Do you hard boil eggs and you tap the crack out of the shell and have it fall off? Uh, DK, I'm laughing at this question. DK goes, sorry, I think I missed it. Why don't you continue to broker real estate? And I'm not laughing at you, DK. I just think uh, I don't know. I've been on social media for, I don't know, 15 years or so. And to answer that, it's not like I was just talking about why I don't broker real estate. So for you to hop on and think that I was just talking about it makes me chuckle. But you'll get little bits and pieces through the 10,000 videos uh, that I have posted on social media over the years. Comes out in little drifts. Why don't I broker real estate? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I like some aspects of it, but I didn't like being a realtor. I didn't like telling people I was a realtor. I didn't like meeting people and asking them what I do and telling them that I was a realtor. And even if I just had a closing for that paid me $20,000, I feel more excited telling them about uh, this podcast and what I'm doing with it than anything I ever did in real estate. Little John said, if Trump is all powerful, why doesn't he keep TikTok going? I don't think TikTok's going anywhere. I don't think TikTok's going anywhere. Cherry says, does it pay well? Not yet. Not yet, but I think it can. I think there's huge money to be made if you are following your passion. And it's probably true no matter what you do. Uh, you could sell T-shirts, and there's probably huge money to be made uh, selling T-shirts if you're passionate about it. So I think if you follow your passion, there's money to be made in anything you do. And for me, for whatever reason, talking to my phone uh, was is following my passion. Yeah, Trump met with TikTok yesterday. Yeah, I've never really worried at all. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Uh, but if it, you know, I don't think it should go away. I don't think it should go away. Hey, is that RJ on? Hello, RJ. Cheers to you. Oh, I'm drinking pumpkin spice in my uh, Dunkin' Donuts today, RJ. Little John said, real estate is cutthroat. You speak wisdom on here. Well, thank you. It's not only cutthroat, there's just too many darn realtors. There's too many darn realtors. Um, yeah, I think it kind of ruins it. Yeah, I just felt it kind of ruins it. Uh, Maybe it's because I don't want to be mean to realtors, but I didn't feel I added any value to the equation. I didn't feel I added any value to the equation. No matter how hard I tried or how smart I was or how prompt I was or how detail oriented or how much I cared, I'm not sure that as a group, and I don't even need to say it as a group. I'll say for me, I didn't feel uh, that I was adding any value to the world as a real estate agent. Yeah, yeah. Billy said realtors never retire. Yeah, no, I never. I never plan to retire. Retirement doesn't sound fun to me. Seems like what you do maybe when you stop dreaming. And maybe my dreams are just, I don't know, business related or work related more than they need to be. Uh, and maybe that's not true. Maybe some dream about traveling the world or I don't know, growing a, I don't know, growing a garden or I don't know. But my dreams kind of connect to business in a lot of different ways. Your dreams become different when you retire. Hmm. Helter Skelter said, it's what you do when you're too old to get up and work and everything hurts. I mean, everything's already hurting for me. Not everything. But I'd say I've got a 30% hurt to not hurt ratio. But everything doesn't hurt. I still got some vigor in me. Still got some enthusiasm in me. Hopefully, I'll always have this enthusiasm and always have this energy and a little pep in my step. Uh, yeah, I think that I will. I think the spirit comes from within and it's not really connected to your uh, body and your physical feelings. I think you could have a positive, energetic spirit no matter where you were physically. Yeah. Wow. Somebody said, Ken, what's your story? Wife, kids? That's even you can't just hop on and get the full summation like that. Little John, thank you for following the live creator. Thank you for following from Iowa. I don't have too many viewers. Uh from Iowa. Yeah. So it's nice to add another one named Little John. I'll keep my eyes peeled for you. Maybe I'll remember. Like my man Tim from New Hampshire. My woman Julie from Wisconsin. Chip from Massachusetts. Captain Kenny from, where's Captain? New Jersey. RJ from Illinois. Leche, although he might be on a different social media platform, is over in Britain. Ryan went to the Tennessee-Illinois game as a Tennessee fan. That place was electric. Oh, I did you guys won. You guys won, I think. And apparently we're both pretty good, and I think you guys won, and I didn't know anything about the game. But shame on you to go to my school and cheer on Tennessee against my Flying Illini. But I appreciate that you noticed it was a good place. Yeah. How many Michiganders we got in here? I'll tell you, Michigan's a pretty cool state. Even though my ex-wife was from Michigan, I think it's a pretty cool state. Yeah. It's kind of like Illinois, but prettier. You know, because it's Midwestern. I think Wisconsin's probably a cool state. I kind of feel Indiana and Illinois, although politically totally different, I feel are pretty similar geographically. Yeah. Hey, beautiful. Thank you so much for sending me the lightning bolt. I did marry a Michigander. She was from Mount Pleasant. She went to Michigan State. Gunny Ryan is in Colorado. He thinks it's a good state. I bet it probably is. I'll tell you, I wasn't super impressed with Wyoming. Sorry for anybody from Wyoming. And I saw it a little differently than most. I saw it riding on a scooter towards Yellowstone. Felt very barren to me, and cold and windy. I'm not saying there's not nice pockets. Yeah. Pizza Puff said his girlfriend and he thought about Michigan, like moving there. Yeah, no, I think it's a neat state. I think it's pretty. It's got lakes if you like outdoor and fishing, but it also has Midwest. It's got good sized cities, and again, a lot of water. And I think water's cool. I think Lake Traverse, or not Lake Traverse, Traverse City is beautiful. And all the stuff along the cities along the east coast of Lake Michigan are beautiful. All right. But, yeah. But anyway, it is Tuesday morning. It is 6:16. I do not know how much I have to say. I do not know how much I have to say. Colorado Springs is amazing city and beautiful, says Gunny Ryan. All right. What school's in Colorado Springs? Is that Colorado State? I don't know. I think there's a school over there. But anyway, what is my plan today? Well, I'm going to be hanging up here pretty soon. And I am going to probably head over to Starbucks. I'm picking up my babies at 8:30 this morning from where their mama lives. And I'm going to be going and hanging out with my kids this morning. And I'm really excited about that. Really excited about about that. So, yeah. Kim Williams wants to know, is McDonald's coffee worth it? I'm not sure how often I've drank. I mean, it's cheap. Isn't it cheap? Isn't it cheap? So when you say, is it worth it? The cost isn't very much. right? I mean, I think you can get them for like $1. Hello, TD. Thank you so much for sending a rose. But yeah, 6:20. I don't get McDonald's coffee. I wouldn't be too excited about McDonald's coffee. Hey there, Connor. Thank you so much for sending me a rose, and TD for sending me a heart me. Oh, who is this Connor? Who is this Connor with which we speak? Connor with a K. Sending a rose. I'm not familiar with this Connor with a K. As a matter of fact, I've never seen a Connor with a K. Somehow, because my name is Ken, I feel a special kinship to a Connor with a K. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Oh, Chip Rose. Chip Rose. I'm doing it again. 2 days in a row. I'm kind of blending my words together. He's Chip Bont sent a rose, so I call him Chip Rose. Maybe there's something efficient to doing that. Maybe there's something efficient to doing that. I'm far too busy to say all the words that I might say. I mean, I'm far too busy. I've got way too much going on. So maybe if instead of saying, hey, Chipot, thanks for sending me the rose, I just go, hey, Chip Rose. Think how much more efficient that would be. Good morning, Lisa Strong. A lot of people talking. It's funny because people talk about drones and a potential TikTok ban. I guess we all think about various things that are important to us. And maybe obsess over them. And those are two topics that I really don't think about at all. Somebody asked earlier, what do I think the drones are? I think they're airplanes. You know, I was watching a video on the news the other day and I go, well, Dad, that kind of just looks like a airplane moving through the sky. Why are we acting like that's something mysterious or dangerous? I don't know. And yeah, TD, I think we got to shut off the news if we're hearing too much about that. Hello, Logical Lemon. How are you? How are you? Hello, Tanya, for coming back. Let's have a little more coffee. Pumpkin spice coffee is important. Somebody's sending me some code with dots in between it. If you're saying you're going to tag me in a video, you don't need to. You don't need to. I don't need a good close-up. Pizza Puff says not knowing what's happening doesn't make it go away. I think it's important to keep informed. Pizza Puff, I'd say we'd have to disagree with that. I think what we think of and focus on is our reality. And if I'm not sure what any thought of any New Jersey drones, how it impacts our lives in any way. How it impacts our lives in any way. I mean, I don't even live in New Jersey. I think ignorance is truly bliss. Yeah. Kim Williams asked if ignorance is truly bliss. Yeah. Like, I'll drop, I don't know, a sausage off a pizza and grab it off the floor and eat it. I think God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. And Pizza Puff, you're saying knowledge is power. totally disagree in the way you're using that. I mean, yeah, that's a catchphrase, but I think what you're confusing knowledge as is worry and stress about things that are way beyond your control and really aren't significant. And for instance, us talking about a TikTok ban when none of us are going to do a dang thing about it either way. I just think it'd be wasted breath. Or us talking about drones over New Jersey. You know? Yeah. Good morning, Ryan. Not Original said they can't stop thinking about Madison. And Julie Flanagan said, so sad. Honestly, I'm not totally sure what happened. I heard there may have been a tragedy up there. Yeah. Worry is a thief of joy, just like comparison. Yeah, Logical Lemon, you and I and Kim apparently seem eye to eye. Pizza Puff says you don't get blindsided if you're aware of everything. Pizza Puff, I think what you're missing is you've already blindsided yourself. You've been blindsided by worry and fret and obsessing over things that are beyond your control. That's what I think. But anyway. It's about 6:25. Probably going to have one more sip of coffee. Oh. And again, it's Tuesday morning, and I am looking forward to my day. And I want to thank you guys so much for hopping on today and following along on my little story called life. We had a nice audience today, and I have a lot of fun doing this show. If anybody new here, please follow my page or subscribe to my show on whatever platform you're seeing this. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much, and want to thank you for joining, and I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. For me, it feels like a Monday again because I just got back from my sister's yesterday, so I'm going to have to reset and realize it's a Tuesday. But anyway, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope you had a great, great Monday, and I hope you are feeling good. Bye-bye, TD. Bye-bye, Julie Flanagan. And bye-bye, everybody else that's watching. And I hope you're feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.